Welcome to the With Joe Wehbe Podcast for a special Christmas edition. And from all of us here, we want to wish you, wherever you are in the world, a very Merry Christmas. And I hope you've been keeping well and that you've got lots of fun stuff planned with amazing people. For many of us, it'll be a weird Christmas not being with certain people because of COVID, just at the time of recording. But my message I want to emphasize on this Christmas is a little bit of it's not the cheerful, normal, merry kind of Christmas message you'd expect. It's a call to not be lonely. And that harks back to what we talked about in episode 19. Why aren't 365 good days the same as a good year? And that the time we expect to be happiest, we raise our expectations, but we've also got the least distractions happening. And there's a couple of factors there that often make for many people, especially I imagine this year, Christmas and New Year's Eve, a very lonely time. And there's probably been one or two Christmases where I felt that way, because what I talked about in that episode, and there's a blog post for that as well, if you want to refresh and read or listen to the episode, you can go find that, is that we do this kind of post-match analysis. It's pretty natural. Like, we just reflect back, and that's the time we have to do it. We don't have our normal distractions of our busy lives. And that's why New Year's resolutions are so rife, because we're in a reflective state, but then we normally just go back into the same environment. Christmas has evolved, right? For the role it plays culturally is much more than the religious festival. And it's a time that's really about connecting with those, most intimately related to you, right? Normally family and your closest loved ones. And it's sad that for many people, though this won't get talked about much, it can just be a time of profound loneliness. So I don't know where you are in the world right now. I don't know if you're disconnected from your family. I don't know if, there's other things going on. But I just thought that maybe it'd be worth pointing out that perspective, giving that perspective, and just acknowledging that many people, including myself, have been there at what is meant to be a special time of year, and that it's not unusual, and that you're not alone in that experience. And I just thought that would be worth acknowledging today. But apart from that, I hope there is joy in the day for everyone. This podcast and all my material is deliberately not very news and current events based. I talk normally about things which are timeless. Like, a lot of these episodes are recorded well in advance of when you hear them. The concepts are still relevant, but I've normally learnt a lot by the time they come out, and almost regret them when they come out because I've learnt more. But I will take a beat to acknowledge 2020, because there are some big lessons from this year. I haven't talked about COVID much. I haven't talked about Black Lives Matter, the US election. In Australia, we had bushfires. It's been an action-packed year. I haven't talked about much of that stuff. Though what that stuff has created is a time of more uncertainty. And in uncertainty, especially if you're not prepared, it's much easier to get and feel lost, which may be hitting home right now because of the time of year. But just remember that when we talk about 1,000 doors, right, which I reference at the end of every episode, we talk about having the tools to deal with uncertainty. Okay, we talk about how much opportunity lies there, how really we're wired to be afraid and to suffer in uncertainty. But when we approach it in the right way, it can be liberating. The last couple of episodes we've done have talked about the importance of social connection, and now we've hit Christmas. So it's aptly timed. Though there's one person we can always connect to wherever we are in the world, and that person is ourself. I think it's very hard to connect with others if we can't first connect with ourselves anyway. So I really hope that is an experience you can have this Christmas, especially if you're listening to this in 2020. I hope you can You've taken stock from this year, if it was good or if it was bad, if it improved or ruined your life, I would not know. Some combination of both, perhaps. But I hope you can take some stock out of it, and the forced reflection is positive, and that the forced company with yourself and your thoughts is not agonizing or torturous. And I think that is a good measure of the quality of our lives, is what our experience is like when we're alone. Connection to self and others. So look, thank you very much, guys. A very Merry Christmas. Okay, and I hope your next 365 days before the next Christmas are good ones, but also that all up, they make a good year. Remember this Christmas to keep opening doors for people, because the best way to open 1,000 doors for you is to concentrate on opening doors for others. This has been the With Joe Wehbe Podcast, and we'll see you again tomorrow.